From humble beginnings.
To grow and evolving.
And the arrival. This is First GenXers.
Poetic beats. Hello. Might I say hello again? My name is the one and only Dark Lord 100, double KK double if you know me from the First GenXers radio network, and we are here, and I am here with Dave, better known as RuneScribe, on a night shift, and below me is the man with the master plan, the one and only Saint host of MBT Deuce, and also the occasional pop-up stream. So, y'all. So, Dave, you hit me with a very, very interesting story to kick off when we were off air.
Yeah.
Why don't you hit the people up with
Okay.
what that story was?
All right. So, just announced, and they did just release the trailer on Gamescom. And where did Saint go? Okay.
I don't
All
know.
right. Anyway,
Keep going.
but yeah, they just did a trailer on Gamescom. The animation studio behind Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, they have a series coming out in December on Amazon called Secret Level, which is going to be another anthology series, meaning all the episodes are not directly connected,
Right.
but each episode is going to feature a different video game in there.
That sounds right.
And the lineup of all the video games is absolutely impressive. Um, I mean, I'm going to get to the dessert of this, near the end. But the
Yeah.
list is, and these are each going to be an episode. Armored Core,
Yes, I'm here
um,
for that.
Concord, which is brand new, um,
Not
Cross,
impressed.
yeah,
I'm not.
Crossfire.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Nice.
Uh, Exodus.
Never played
Uh,
that.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of these are little lower key games. Honor of Kings, which is a MOBA.
Um,
Um, Mega Man. There's going to be a Mega Man
yeah.
episode.
As a Gen
New,
Xer, I stamp approval on
yeah,
that.
New World Eternium, which is Amazon's limping MMO. People kind of reacted rather mad to it, but show's gonna be on Amazon, so Amazon's gonna push that game on it.
There you go.
Outer Worlds 2,
Huh.
Pac-Man.
Not
Yes,
the Pac-Man.
There's going to be a
Yes.
Pac-Man episode.
I
Okay,
wonder how the hell they're gonna really do that though.
I
Like,
will see.
Chomp, chomp, chomp. You ain't never seen
Yeah.
Pixels, dude?
Yeah.
Pac-Man
well,
is a
yeah, yeah,
menace.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at from the, I'm looking at it from the standpoint like we already know that there's got to be some kind of story or something to it because I
Don't
mean, you really can't. I mean,
don't
you have to be something of a fucking genius to create a story with Pac-Man because I mean, you got to walk around. He's around a yellow circle that's eating dots,
don't
and I
don't
mean,
you don't you remember the cartoon, the
yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
morning
yeah,
Pac-Man cartoon?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, bro.
yeah,
Good night, bro. No, no, bro. I was 11 years old.
yeah.
Hell no, 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 no.
Okay. Sifu is another game on there.
Hey, Saints played that quite
Um,
a bit.
yeah. Spelunky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's old
Unreal
school.
Unreal Tournament.
Wow. I remember that game.
Yep.
I,
Warhammer
f-
40,000.
I
Yeah, I already
officially
know,
feel
Dave. I
old.
already know, Dave, how you feeling about that, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even.
But there's going to be an episode of God of War
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and an episode of Ghost of Tsushima.
Nice.
and
Yeah.
you know what? And it is like, cause Ghost of Tsushima is like, and I mean, I'm pretty sure, like Kevin, and I will say this, sir.
Yes, sir.
You, if you don't get the opportunity to play it because it's on the PS4.
Yeah.
That is a
I have it.
game.
I just
Yeah,
haven't cracked it open yet.
yeah,
But I
that's a
have it.
game that you really that's a game that is very, very powerful, bro.
All right.
Like I
I
had
believe
to
it.
respect it.
Yeah.
Respect the hater, not the game. No.
So anyway, that's going to be coming in December on Amazon.
Nice.
So,
Like
and
that.
we'll have the trailer from Gamescom up on the Facebook page. I believe that the original trailer I posted that up on the Facebook page. So mm,
Uh, Sounds good, man. Sounds good. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that starts us off very hot there. Gets us going. Gets us going. Let's dive right on into Pop Culture Corner, where we talk about a variety of things of pop culture, this, that, DC, Marvel, etc. And we're gonna talk a little bit today about, let's see, but just a little funny story I found on Marvel, that now Marvel is now selling tickets to the Infinity Saga concert experience at Holiday Bowl. Okay, only way that I don't laugh at this is if it's them showing the movie, but there's an actual live like chorus, or you know what I'm saying, orchestra there to play the music for the scenes, over the scenes. That's the only way I'm okay with it. Other than that, if this is what I think it is, do y'all remember Hawkeye,
Mhm.
the play that they went to see? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Okay.
no, like just
No, that was
no.
no, 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 no. I
Uh,
To be honest, it it would have to be in order for me to watch it, um something on that scale, that would have to be a production, you know, like all the scenes in the background, but you have an orchestra,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
just like you said, but
yeah,
they would stream that and it would be something like what they did with Hamilton.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be beautiful. Be
Um,
beautiful.
Saint pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
This is what Disney does for these types of concerts. Um, in that it's going to be scenes in the background, full orchestra playing, and a
Nice.
few other things. Um,
right.
take a look on YouTube. They've got a couple of the Nightmare Before Christmas um, concerts
Yeah.
where they're playing the music and everything. and it's exactly like set, but they had like a 12, 15-foot Jack Skellington walking around
Really?
behind behind them. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll
And
have to
they
check
did
that one
stuff
out.
like and they did stuff like bring out they got Danny Elfman to come out and play and sing
Uh,
and all sorts of other stuff. So it's definitely going to be an extravaganza. Have no doubt about that.
nice, nice. So that was one. Then I was just taking a look at and becoming impressed with the upcoming slate of Marvel movies. Because you look at, where is it? No, there it is. We are looking at, after Deadpool, we're looking at Captain America in February of 2025, Brave New World. We've seen the trailers, Red Hulk, let's fucking go. All right. After that, we should be getting the Thunderbolts um, on May 2nd next year. Again, awesome. Can't wait to see it. Fantastic Four will be coming up after that in July next year. Pedro Pascal, I'm going into this with tempered expectations. I'm going to say that. Blade somehow, despite
Yeah.
all the obstacles, is due out next November. Whether it's going to be Wesley Snipes or Mr. Ali is yet to be seen. Then we have Avengers
Right.
Kang Dynasty on May 1st, 26, and Avengers Secret War on May 7th, 2027. So,
Okay.
gentlemen, your thoughts on that lineup?
Okay. My immediate thought is, didn't they switch from Avengers Kang Dynasty to
To
Avengers Doomsday?
Doomsday, yeah, I do believe they did. You are
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So
So,
that's the only thing in there. Um, I mean, I'm absolutely excited to see Captain America 4. You know, I want to see, you know, Sam get his due,
you know,
you know. Yeah. I mean, fantastic. Anthony Mackie did a fantastic job, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Um,
yeah, he did.
I am absolutely, I'm here for him as Cap. I love it. I'm always up for a Harrison Ford movie in general. Uh, Certain Indiana Jones um, entries aside. Um, but yeah, and I cannot wait to see Red Hulk stomping through. I'm wondering what else is going to be happening there. Um, and more importantly, I am up to see the leader because they're bringing back Samuel Stearns from the it wasn't Eric Bana. It was the non-Ang Lee Hulk film,
Mhm.
um, the one that was set in the
The
MCU.
one with Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But because remember at the end of that film, uh, Samuel Stearns, he's lying on the floor and he's got the gamma formula dripping into the open cut on his head.
Yeah.
So I am all set to see that classic Hulk villain being brought in.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, we'll see how that all goes.
Uh, and Saint, any of your thoughts?
Pretty much my whole thing is this. I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to the Captain America movie. I'm actually looking forward to this next set of these movies, especially Thunderbolts, because you already should know that technically in the comics there are a bunch of villains that were disguised as heroes
Yes.
and so forth. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this, but the situation with Blade, I'm still kind of iffy on that right now because the script. is, the script is still. I mean, they have a whole bunch of disarray with this movie.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking toss of the coin, man. It's a flip of the
This one.
coin. See it if we see it, won't if we won't.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
See
So
what
as go ahead.
we'll see when things come up and we'll get more information about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is that Brian DeMeo, who was the showrunner for X-Men '97, who got canned by Disney for, we're in the he said, she said stage of what happened. He was one of the writers on Blade, on the movie.
Yeah.
So he was the script writer. So that's part of the fuckery that's going on with the Blade movie.
That's insane.
I really want to. It's like this. Ryan Reynolds was talking about the possibility. He wants to do something for like a Blade movie, and I think that he has enough influence
Oh yeah.
to get that to get that done, and maybe make an alternate version or his ending to it, because Wesley Snipes is like 60 something, so
Yeah.
it's like I'm pretty sure he could still make the moves that he can or what have you, but you know
Yeah.
he's old, and I
Yeah,
mean not
and-
not to smack it around, because I mean shit, the fucking Wolverine movie was evidence enough right there that he
Yeah.
could still kick ass and take names. So
And what and
Point
Wesley
blank.
Snipes Wesley Snipes himself says, "Man, I'm too old for this."
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
on a regular
Yeah.
basis. Like he can make
Yeah.
special guest appearances, but
Exactly.
not on a regular.
no, I
basis.
just think one movie. I just think
Yeah.
one movie to close this story, because I mean, come on, y'all. Blade Trinity. Blade Trinity was a piece of shit.
Mhm.
I love Ryan Reynolds for the role he played. Fucking what's her name? I can't remember what not Jessica Alba, but
Jennifer
the other
Garner?
girl. Yeah. No. I'm
No.
talking about in Blade Trinity. But she played Abigail Whistler.
Mhm.
But
No, wasn't that Garner?
no,
No.
no. Garner was Daredevil.
Well, I know
and
that.
Elektra.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Hold
But,
on.
that's who I'm picturing there, and I'm having trouble picturing anybody else. But
Jessica something. But
here's the thing about it.
the
Go ahead.
well, no, I was just gonna say that I would like to see a good ending for the Blade series, because I mean, let's face it, Blade Trinity was a piece of shit.
Yeah. Jessica
I
Biel.
mean, that's
Jessica
just,
Biel,
yeah,
okay.
Jessica Biel. That's just how I feel.
Well, no. Here's the
You
thing
know.
about it. They can give us that ending without giving us a whole movie. Like they can give us that ending. They can give us that ending and that follow up to it in a manner of like I said, bring back Wesley in an old man Bruce type situation, where like he's kind of done being Blade, and he kind of guides the next guy, the next Daywalker, and I can see it more like that, and you can bring an ending to his story through that story of introducing us to
Yeah,
a new Blade. But I don't
yeah,
think
on some multiverse shit though, man.
Yeah,
it could be
No.
on some multiverse shit. It could not be. It could going there.
What I just thought of is it'd mean a longer delay for the Blade film, which would suck.
Yeah.
But open up with Wesley Snipes as Blade, and then after that opening bit, when we find up, we catch up, give better closure to the Blade character, then like whatever happens in the shift to Secret War to fully bring in the multiverse into the mainstream MCU,
Right.
that happens. So remember how like leading up to Endgame, how the movies in between, like Ant-Man, you had that instance at the end credit scene where um, Hank and Janet get ashed with the snap, and you had that in the other Marvel films where people were getting ashed
Yeah.
in there.
It was a world changing event. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
happen after the first act of the new Blade film, and then all of a sudden the multiverse has event has happened, and we're now in the new timeline. It's now the new Blade.
That could be good. That could work.
I see you saying debating the
Well,
fuckery.
I
I
mean, yeah, I mean, because I mean, my whole thing is this: if you're gonna end up doing some multi universe,
Right.
multiverse type of shit, you better come correct with it when it comes to Blade, and you better come correct with it when it comes to something on the level of Spider-Man,
Yes.
because that to me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved Wolverine,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool and Wolverine, but to me, Spider-Man, um, not the long, what is the No Way Home or what have you,
Far From Home was the
that
last one.
yeah, Far From Home, that right there was the perfect ending. Redemption was made when it came to the Andrew Garfield,
But
Yeah.
Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Giving those like those perfect type of closures and stuff like that.
but
Mm-hmm.
but
That's the kind of
I was gonna
that's the
say,
kind of ending. No, I'm just saying that kind of multiversal, multiverse type of deal. That's the kind of
hold on. Okay.
that's the
But
sweet.
that but that
That's the sweet
lends
sauce to it.
but that lends to my point that you can give. I was actually going to use that as reference because that lends to my point that you can give a character closure without giving them a whole movie.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were a small part of that movie, but we got closure to both of their characters through the process of the storytelling of the movie. So I'm saying we could do something similar with Blade, where Wesley isn't the entire center point of the movie, but we still give him closure through
Yeah.
whoever
No,
the new
yeah, no,
Blade
no,
is
no.
and the passing of the torch.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I mean, shit, it was like you had about a good 30 to 40 minutes of the other two Spider-Man, and being able to make that quick bond, and then
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah.
that was it.
Heck
I mean, make it happen.
yeah. Amen. All
But
right.
no, I could definitely dig it though.
All right. Oh, so I'm gonna throw this in between subjects real quick.
Okay.
Um, before we get to this Watchmen news. Uh, so I received the disappointing news to myself, and maybe only myself, but the Acolyte will not be receiving a season two. I
Yeah.
don't like this.
I do have news.
I don't like this only because I feel like they only told us half a story in season one, and I feel that there's more to the story to be told. And I don't think we finished with even truly understanding who the acolyte was, because through half the season you thought it was the one sister, and by the time you get to the end, it looks like it's the other sister. So it's like you haven't told us a full story. Why are you ending this? So go on, Dave.
Okay. So there is a petition to bring back the Acolyte,
Okay.
and it's already gotten 15,000 signatures.
I want to see. I want to go check it out.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So, you know, the truth is that, and I say this as someone who was in the theater summer of '77,
Wow.
watching that Star Destroyer come up the from the bottom of the screen, okay, and have been thoroughly enchanted with Star Wars ever since. Star
Okay.
Wars fans, Star Wars fans are the biggest bane to Star Wars, and always have been. I have a screenshot of a Star Wars fan letter, or fan news magazine, back in 1981,
Uh,
where the publishers were saying this is our final issue because we are no longer comfortable going forward with Star Wars, given how Empire Strikes Back was. And we are not the open, based on the letters that we've been receiving, we are not the only ones that feel this way. Empire is one of the most beloved of the original trilogy at this point. But back in 1980, there was a not insubstantial portion of the fandom that didn't like the turn. They didn't like it from being going from the hopeful that Star Wars ended on
Mm.
to the dark and gritty second act that Empire was.
Yeah.
They didn't see the whole road ahead of them. They just, I don't like this part. And
So we was even doing
I'm
it
out.
way back then, huh?
They were doing it way, way back then. And so they were giving up because they didn't want to give the story time to evolve into what it would be. And that's only gotten magnified by social media.
Fair enough. But yeah, I'm gonna go sign the petition. I hope a lot of you out there that's watching this do too, because
Yeah.
like I said, it's not even it's if you ever watched The Big Bang Theory, there's a scene where Sheldon calls up the creator of Alphas because it got canceled, right? Before there was a finale, and he was like tripping out, and he called him. He's like, "So what were you planning on doing with it?" And the guy tells him, and he goes, "Well, that was terrible. No wonder they canceled you." And he hangs up on him, right? But just the same, that's kind of how I feel about the Acolyte. I want to call up the dude who was originally what was the second season supposed to be, because I know y'all had plans for it, just so I can know whether or not it's worth it to be upset about whether or not we get the second season, because I was happy with the first season. It wasn't the best Star Wars stuff I've ever seen, but like we discussed before about people, and especially in our generation, that are constantly looking for that feeling that they got watching the first Star Wars or the second Star Wars, or when Luke
Well,
said, or when the dude said, "Luke, I am your father." Like they're looking for that feeling again, and they're bypassing the point that you're not gonna have that feeling again. That was
well,
a feeling that came from seeing that for the first time. You're not gonna
well,
continue to get it later on. What's up?
well, well. What I was basically gonna say is that yeah, you're probably not gonna have that feeling because you got to remember. Well, I mean, I can't speak for you, and I can't speak for Dave, but I went to go see Star Wars in 1977 at
I was a baby, but I was in the theater.
freaking drive-in. Okay,
Yeah.
that was that was big. I mean, because I was old enough. I think I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old at that point. But yeah, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna be able to get that feeling. And then you have to remember too, times have changed. You know, production and what have you, and then sometimes and what I've been seeing in a lot of these movies and a lot of like some of these stories, you want good stories, but then some of these movies or some of these stories are trying to make a point.
Yeah.
And it's like, I kind of don't want to see any kind of politics in a movie. I want to just enjoy the movie and get it. And I know that social consciousness
Okay.
are going to be all in there, but
Hold on though. I'm not asking this as any type of an insult. But if you watch it without
well, no, I'm not even mentioning it because I
because
haven't
I'm
seen
like,
the acolyte. But I'm
well, no, no, no.
talking.
I'm
No,
just
I.
saying for me,
Oh,
when I watch things, because I've had people make the comments about things that that they're like, yeah, that was shoehorned in, or like that was like way too political, and I'm like, isn't that on the person that's watching it to decide whether or not it is political or not. If it's political to you, it's because that's the way. And I'm not saying this to you. I'm just saying this in general because I hear that a lot. Like if it's political to you, that's because you're making it political. Like not
Not
everybody
necessarily.
looks at it and sees it
Not
because
necessarily, because you have certain movies. You have certain movies that drawn that out. Like what movie? The series. Okay. Shout out to Boots Riley. Okay. Um, to the movie or the TV show. I think it's I Am Virgo, and it's on
Amazon, is it?
yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, he direct, and I mean Boots
Yeah.
Riley, yeah, and I definitely respect and I definitely respect him on that. But he actually had like a political consciousness injected into the movie.
Well, yeah.
and
Like just
and
like
and
Supercell
and
does.
and
Like
and yeah, and and make the point. So sometimes I mean you can be like, hey, um, it could be political. You might could think that, but then I mean there are some times where you just shoot it right
Well,
out there, and
well,
it
but
and
go on,
but
Dave.
but
it. I mean it
counterpoint.
happens.
Yeah.
Right. But counterpoint. Okay. Um, there's a lot of things that have that when you get into progressive, I've noticed that progressive stories are the ones that get labeled political.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the
Very true.
60s, the X-Men being a metaphor for the civil rights movement of people facing unreasoning hatred just because of the, the circumstances of their birth. Not that anything that they have any control over, just they're hated because of a certain designation. Star Trek, 1960, whatever it was, Kirk,
68.
68, Kirk kissing Uhura on a prime time TV series.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
interracial kiss in television.
yeah, that was deliberately progressive. And it was labeled by people, don't push your values down our throats, da 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 da. And
But now, but okay, and no, and I get that, and I get
yeah,
that. But see, you got to understand too, that was also a different time
right.
because you got to think about it. Back in the '60s, I mean, we're right at the cusp
Hmm.
of you have this the Voting Rights Act, and then you have the the um the assassination of
Yeah,
Malcolm X, the assassination of
with
Martin Luther
King.
King,
Yeah,
and you know
I well,
shit,
okay.
hold on.
I get what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, and
No,
I
hold
get
on.
no, I get it.
Let me say this. I think part of what Dave's point is that when we hear people complain, not you saying, but when we hear people
right,
complain about people saying it's political, it's almost as if they've been intentionally blind to the fact that these mediums and these things that they've been watching have been political, and there's been political statements woven into them, like
right.
dating back to the 30s and 40s, the John Wayne movies and so on and so forth were had political messages woven into them. So it's something that, like because it does baffle me sometimes when where the line is drawn with what's too political, because in sitcoms that you watch there are political statements that you make, in animated cartoons that you watch there are political statements made, and so it's like where is the line for people when it becomes too political, because you can literally see something political in anything that you watch,
Hmm.
anything, even down to Monday Night Raw. You can find political overtones to certain things. So where my question lands is, what is the definition of too political, and what is the definition of trying to sneakily, if it just because it's not banging you over the head doesn't mean that they tried to sneak it in, say, and act like you wouldn't notice. And again, I'm not saying you say this, I'm saying I've seen people say this
Yeah.
about the political stuff,
And
they're like,
And
it's not interwoven. Nobody's thinking that deep into it. There's a message that they want to send, and they write their script accordingly. But go on,
you
guys.
should,
no,
you should,
no, I was just gonna say, good evening, Tony Bologna. What's happening? You already know what time it is. This is the Chief Pop Podcast with the guys.
Broadcast
It's all good.
Sundays.
yeah,
Yeah, this is what we
And-
do.
yeah.
Good
And-
evening, though. Thank you for chat. Hey, thanks for typing in. Hey, what this morning?
Appreciate you.
And Saint, I mean, I absolutely get that the stuff that I mentioned, it happened during the civil rights era. The stuff that's happening now is happening during a new civil rights era, where the focus isn't on, the rights of blacks or Latinos or Asians or whatever. The new civil rights era is about the rights of the queer community. Queer being all inclusive. I'm not going to go into the whole, LGBTQ plus, whatever.
No, yeah, no,
Queer is- yeah.
I get no, and I totally, and I totally get, that. I mean, I totally understand that, but let's get off this stuff because I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
All
because man,
So
we'll get into a whole nother. That's
All right,
that's
so-
a whole nother show and a whole different subject,
Yeah.
folks. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
It says now that Watchmen is an anime. It said, who watches Watchmen now that Watchmen is an animated film? The answer is all of us. Watchmen Chapter 1 is DC's newest full-length animated film, kicking off a two-part adaptation of the acclaimed '86 Alan Moore and David Gibbons comic book. The movie
watched
was. Is it good? Is it any good?
Okay, now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this per an argument that I kind of had. It is a very complete adaptation of the original series. The only thing I didn't get a kick out of is that, and spoilers here, there were futuristic cars. Okay, I really didn't see that within within the series, but I think I might have just missed it. I don't know, but it was straight to the point. They got it all the way up until before Asmodeus. Asmodeus, flipped flipped the script, but good animation, just like comics, just like it,
Very
boom,
well
it
done.
hit. I just want to see if they're gonna leave it. They're gonna part two when it comes up to part two. I need to see if they're going to leave it because the movie. The movie turned into a whole different direction
Yeah.
with the comics.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see
Where they
we're
go
gonna
with
see
it.
how this works. Yeah.
All right, Dave, your thoughts?
My thoughts are pretty much the exact same thoughts I have in regards to anything Watchmen, which is I'm not going to participate.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch because the whole reason why DC pushes Watchmen is because the contract that they have signed with Alan Moore states that he gets the rights to Watchmen back a certain period of time after the graphic novels go out of print. And so DC trots out Watchmen every so often because they know it's a cash cow. They know that it's going to make money, but they also know that it's going to cause demand and can be used to issue another print run of the original.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
basically the equivalent of what is it called? Bill collectors do when they sell off your debt to another one about every 6 years to make sure you don't hit that seven and drop point.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is one of the many reasons Alan Moore doesn't do comics anymore. Okay, this is one of the many reasons that he hates the comic industry in general, because he has just been fucked around by both of the big two, by both DC and Marvel,
Yeah.
to where he's just like, I'm gone.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. And, you know, you read about the treatment that Alan Moore has gotten from DC and Marvel, and you're like, yeah, no wonder the guy quit. And so I'm just not going to be a part of it.
Fair enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
I have my copy of the originals. Um, I saw the Zack Snyder film before I learned about the terms of the Watchmen contract,
Yeah.
and so I didn't see the HBO series, and I'm just not gonna
Watch this. Fair enough.
watch this. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So that takes us into our final pop culture whatchamacallit, and we just went over the upcoming list um, of what did I say Marvel movies that are going to be coming out. So now let's go over the slate of DC movies. Of course, we have ongoing with My Adventures of Superman season 2 coming. Uh,
It's
it's here already.
No,
All right,
no.
so it's there.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got Suicide Squad coming
Season three,
June
yeah.
of. Well, the Suicide Squad just came out, right? And it's got
Yeah.
Christ Justice League has came out. That one came out. Let's see. Okay, so moving forward, we got the Penguin in September. We got Joker, Folie Deux in October. We got Superman and Lois season 4 starts in October, which will be its
Final season. Yeah.
Yep. And they actually ended season 3 on a fuck you moment. One of the reason why I say fuck you is because, man, I want to know what the fuck happens next. The battle between friggin' the
Did you-
Abomination and, yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, did you see the trailer during for the Superman and Lois season 4 look?
No.
Oh man,
It's gonna be bomb.
him and Doomsday was fighting in space. Like
Nice.
it was like it was like
He's
it was
up there
ass
for me.
kicking.
He's like,
Yes,
Hoagland is a top 10 Superman for me. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
I like him. But yeah, so all right, so those are the movies we have coming up, and then there's also it says nope, the last one is Creature Commandos on December 24. So your thoughts, fellas?
that is the first. That is the first project coming out of the DC studios. So this is going to be the very first thing. This is going to be all continuity. That means even possibility of it being live action appearances. So this is all this is all coming together.
Nice.
And I'm really looking forward to it because I read the books. I read the comics back in the day, even though the lineup, a couple of them is a little different, but I'm definitely all for it. I'm
Yeah.
definitely all for it.
I think that, let's just spin facts here. The MCU was born out of a successful experiment. There was no guarantee that Iron Man was going to be that big.
Right.
But Kevin Feige had everything ready to go when the success happened. And I think that DC is starting with that in mind, in that they are setting the stage for the DC Studios universe,
By taking a
starting
shot.
off, right, but starting it off with laying the foundation in World War II for strange stuff to happen.
Okay.
Okay, it's like if the MCU started off with Captain America.
Gotcha. Gotcha. They went in an actual chronological order.
Yeah, so they're setting it. There's no guarantee that they're going to remain in chronological order going forward, but they are laying the foundation for everything that will follow.
Well,
And I think that's a smart thing.
what I look forward to is the eventual Justice League movie. Hopefully, they do it right and they don't rush it this time. I really feel like they rushed the first Justice
Oh,
League, and
trust and
and all
believe you
that.
mean.
So,
Trust and trust and believe it. You're gonna. They're definitely gonna. They're definitely gonna take their time with this one because, like, you know,
should have took
it's
their
gonna
time the
be
first
kind
time.
of integrated. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, no, but see, this time it's gonna be a little integrated with some of the characters from the Wildstorm stuff. So we're talking about the Authority. Um,
Right?
yeah, well, not so much as ecstatic, but I'm talking about the Wildstorm publications that
Yeah.
Jim Lee, you know, we're talking about Midnighter, Apollo, like they're the dark version of the Justice League. If they're kind of psychotic.
Yeah.
They're kind of psychotic, and
Well,
you got the Authority, you got Green Lantern, you got Hawk Girl, you got Mister Terrific. So, and of course, badass Lex Luthor being played by
Nice.
Nicholas Holt.
yep.
That's going to be really good.
John
will be,
Cryer still
yeah.
one of my favorite Lex Luthers.
John
Oh,
Cryer
yeah.
knocked it out of the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what it ain't Jesse Eisenberg. That's all that I care about.
For sure.
Um,
For sure.
But
Yeah, he
you know,
sucked.
I
He sucked.
um, I like the fact that you know James Gunn. The big difference is that they don't have Zack Snyder in charge of everything because Zack Snyder does not understand altruism. He does not understand the nature of heroes like Superman and Wonder Woman who just do good things because they're good things.
Yeah.
Okay. More importantly, Zack Snyder has a certain cinematic quality that does lend itself to superheroes.
Right.
James Gunn understands superheroes on all levels. Okay? He understands the inherent joy in superheroes. Not just them being badass, but the sheer exhilaration of being able to fly. For example, he understands all that. I mean, there was a meme years ago where, DC, Wonder Woman's too difficult to portray. It's too complex. Marvel, here's a raccoon with a machine gun. And it's got rockets going off. Okay, James Gunn brought Rocket to life.
Yeah.
Okay, and others. And so he took a chance. Marvel took a chance, and it paid off big time.
Yeah.
Right.
And so,
Hoping
I
he'll
think
take the
that
same chance with this with the
he's going
DCU.
he's going to bring the same type of energy and creativity and passion and understanding to the DC universe, which is something that I think DC has been lacking for so long,
Yeah.
especially in their feature films.
100%. We shall see. We shall see. All right, so we're gonna close it off there. We're gonna go into our first commercial block, and we shall return with a little smackdown alley, baby. All right, so we'll see y'all. Dark Lord 100, Rune Scryer, AGK 28. Peace.
Yep.
You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Sex comes right after the the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me, I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode button, push it, make it do something. No balls for me, cause I'm a loose cannon. I get to choose, camera, switch it up, look up a new banner. Keep smoking on that Bama.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it.
Poetic beat.
First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and
Get up in my zone, I'm clowning.
let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business.
I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this.
And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
Just to see her, just to touch. My life will never be the same. Girl, you can't.
I know that I'm carrying on, never mind if I'm showing off.
I keep on falling in and out.
We have the personnel to man up and get after Patrick Mahomes. We have the personnel to do that. It's not. they avoided playing each other in the first round. It looked like they were going to be playing each other in that first play-in matchup. He could do that. You know what I'm saying? I doubt he will, but he could. You know, all right, and we are back. What's up, y'all? So, bad news on the front of the classroom for this week. There will be no classroom. I'll remind y'all at the end of the episode. Me and O'Malley
Oh,
needs a week off. We'll just say it like that.
sorry
And
about that, Feathers.
no worries. There we go. Okay. Big sweaty men and little sweaty women grabbing on each other in a squared circle. Why it's called a squared circle, I'll never know.
I
But
don't. You know what? I'll never understand that.
yeah, like
Um, I just my guess, but I believe that it's called that because originally for boxing in the Marcus Queensberry's rules,
um,
it was the fights were held, prize fights were held within a circle, just like you watch whatever, and then there's an impromptu fight, and everyone makes a circle around the contestants
yeah.
in there. Yeah, that's how prize fights were won, originally done. So it goes back to those days,
Okay.
and so it's why it's called a ring.
Okay, that's
I
a
mean,
given.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So. All
So
right.
yeah,
So
so we
Dark
gon-
Lord.
let's get to it. All right. So we just showed y'all the promo for SmackDown. Alley, 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 alley. So let's see. Monday Night Raw was another Judgment Day fun fact that the new Judgment Day beat down the Terror Twins, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. It had
That
Damian
was
Priest.
yeah. That was yeah. That was violent. That was very violent fuckery. And then, you know, the Miss Ripley.
I
Oh my
know
God.
she.
That
Yeah.
just. I mean, I felt real bad for her to get for her to get shanghaied like she did, and then she drags what you call it, drags her in the middle of the ring. Like, damn,
Damn.
that was
Yeah.
kind of brutal, man.
Like, yeah, man.
I can't wait till I really can't wait till this week, because
Yeah.
I need some retribution.
This will be the final week before.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night will be the final week before Bash at Berlin, which is the next upcoming pay per view, headlined by Orton versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. A matchup that should be an instant classic and a complete banger, as Sheamus would say. Sheamus and Pete Dunne.
That's gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it is.
That's gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it is. Both of them wrestle a very classic old style of wrestling. Like both of them very much like Orton definitely takes after his father. Like and Gunther is very much that methodical old school type of wrestler. So if y'all want to see what matches like uh like Scott Hall versus Shawn Michaels, like you know what I'm saying, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ric Flair. Like if you want to see what the Randy Macho Man Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, if you want to see something on that level, you're gonna watch Orton and Gunther go at it because them boys can both go.
Right.
Well, I say, but Monday Night Raw left us with a sour taste in our mouth with that. I think Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso is going to be an amazing match. I hope Jey wins. I hope they aren't setting him up to lose again. Like he needs to start somewhere, kind of like with LA Knight. It was just about damn time that the LA Knight got the belt. So I don't know. And I do like the Wyatt Six. You got Uncle Howdy coming up in ring debut next week. The face choke slam that Eric Rowan is now using is just as a finisher is now just fucking amazing. Like he just grabs them by the front of their face and lifts them up. Wow. Creed brothers looking strong. Ivy Nile has now chosen the alpha, or not, sorry, American made. Um, and it will now probably face off against Nikki Cross. They'll probably have an intergender tag team match. I'm calling it. It may not happen at Bash at Berlin, but at one of the next pay-per-views, probably Bad Blood, you're going to get an intergender tag team match with Eric Rowan, uh, Dexter Loomis, and Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross taking on American Made, which I actually, as much as I laughed, I actually like that name for them.
Well, all I know, sir, is that I love Nikki Cross in the ring because she's always had that like
Yeah,
she's like mentally off the chain. So hell yeah, I'm there for it, bro. Like I love it.
100%, 100%.
Absolutely.
Now, moving on to SmackDown. SmackDown closed with an interesting match between the Street Profits and the Bloodline. Been a very interesting move. Solo Sikoa took the tag team title away from Jacob Fatu and gave it to Tom Tangaloa to put back together I think they were called the Gods of Destiny or something like that when they were in New Japan. But they defended the belts against the Street Profits, who were up and they wanted to smoke, but at the end of the day, they choked on the smoke because Solo and them boys gave it to them. And I'm mad because I wanted to see the Street Profits win it, but
No,
bro,
I'm just saying you choked on the smoke, and I'm sorry, but that uh, you had to be there, bro.
caught a walking boot to the dome with a super kick. Like, that was just wrong. That was just all kinds of wrong. But
Yeah,
I
we want the smoke. At the end of the match, you got smoke.
Uh-huh. And then I will say one of my favorite moments was after the Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes tag team match against A Town Down Under. Um, they the thing that Kevin Owens did with the belt, where he looked like he was about to hit Cody with, and he charged towards him, and then Cody turned around and he just handed him the belt. And was like, you, and it turned his attention to A Town Down Under. Kevin Owens, superb acting, bro. Superb acting. I love you. I love you.
Yeah,
You're
because I'm trying to figure out, is he gonna end up going the heel turn? Somebody's gonna look, either Randy Orton or KO. Somebody's gonna have to turn heel. One of those two.
It may be both.
It's natural. Possibly both.
But here's the problem. Ain't neither one of them winning. It ain't time for Cody to give up the belt, and it ain't time for Gunther to give up the belt. So, neither one. I think they will be amazing matches. I think some fun shit is gonna happen, but I don't expect Kevin Owens to walk out with the whatchamacallit belt. I think the earliest we'll see either one of those belts change hands will be Survivor Series.
What if he does though?
Then I'll be wrong.
Yeah. But what if he does?
I'll be
But
wrong.
what if he does? Because
Because
I'm gonna tell you though, because there was a podcast that I was watching yesterday, and you remember Dutch
yeah, Dutch
from
Mantel.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was checking out. He was basically saying that wrestling is somewhat. I'm not gonna say it's starting to become unpredictable. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know exactly what the results are gonna be.
Yeah.
And to me, that in itself it's work.
I'll say it like this. I would be inclined to disagree with that statement. I've made this statement a billion times on Raw Impact Unleashed and on the Cheap Pop podcast, the previous version, the audio version, and the YouTube version. And there's only a handful of storylines that can be told in wrestling, and everything else is just swapping out the pieces. So to an
Right.
extent, again, I always state this caveat. If you are somebody who is becoming new to wrestling, or you have the ability to let go of the past and not follow patterns, wrestling is a very unpredictable thing to watch. But when you pick up on patterns and you notice things, it almost always leads you to the correct answer. I always give the example of, it wasn't disheartening, but it was very eye-opening, the fact that me and Cole, my old co-host for Raw Impact Unleashed and the FU Wrestling podcast, we both predicted every single pay-per-view for WWE, and I believe for TNA, for an entire year. Our accuracy was upwards of the high 80s to low 90s. Like that's like and we predicted, like, we gave a prediction for every single match on the card, and at least one of us would get at least 90% of the answers right. I'm not saying that this makes wrestling
no,
unenjoyable. What's up?
Well, no, I'm a witness to that, because you got to remember the year that that Daniel Bryan won the Daniel Bryanson won the WWE title.
Yeah.
But nobody was looking. But nobody was looking for that same day the biggest upset ever in a WrestleMania, and that was the Undertaker's first defeat.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Remember that?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar beating the Undertaker for the first time. They're putting the one in 21-1. I think he finished 22-2 overall.
But the thing about it is that that one guy, and it was a meme that was made, that one black guy, where he was totally shocked that the Undertaker lost.
Yep.
And I will never forget. Yeah. I will never forget the look on his face. And it was like,
wow.
Oh, where?
Oh man.
It was like
it was crazy. Like that whole match was crazy. The fact that Taker lost that match was insane, considering neither Brock Lesnar or Taker wanted Lesnar to be the one to end the streak, but Vince wanted it, so it is what it is. But yeah, so those are the major storylines that came out of wrestling for this week. Now we're going to jump over to everybody's favorite part of the show.
What the fuck is that? That's
I
just straight
approve.
fuckery, bro. But
America
I
just missed that
approve.
joke, but yeah. But I'll say, because I was still muted, my dumb ass. Anyway, it happens at least once a show, folks. Just get used to it. Anyway, I'll say I leave myself muted when we come out of a mute block. But anyway, so I just recently, finally, after downloading it months ago, fired up Midnight Suns. Marvel's Midnight Suns for the PlayStation 4. I'm thinking about bringing this to Twitch at some point, because I didn't realize, like, I had been told about this game by multiple video game companies multiple times, or video game like magazines multiple times, and never really played it. Didn't realize it was basically an RPG style, like Marvel story, and I was like, okay, so yeah. Odds are good I'm probably going to be bringing Midnight Suns to Twitch at some point.
It's XCOM. I mean, to me, it's XCOM and strategy is just with cards.
Nice.
Like, yeah, because I mean, I'm playing it. I'm playing it now.
Yeah,
I just
same
didn't
here.
want to. Yeah, I didn't want to stream it though.
Yeah. But okay, so I just wanted to bring that up real quick and drop that in there. That yes, I played that game, and yeah, I loved it. All right, so the first subject we have during our video game reviews is, y'all remember the game Dragon Age, right?
Yeah.
Like, I played the early incarnations of it on the original Xbox, etc., but I never really played it after that. But Dragon Age is getting a fantasy podcast series starring all the companions in the Veilguard. So episode 1 will drop on the 29th, featuring Nydia, Elio, and Drayden. Episode 2 will drop on the 5th of September featuring Harding. Episode 3 will be featuring Darwin on the 12th. And every week after that, the 5th is a what? I'm not looking at a calendar right now. The 29th is a Thursday, so it'll be the starting on August 29th. It will
Next
um,
Thursday.
next Thursday. It will drop every week through October 17th.
And this is on running on what?
That's what I'm seeing right now. It says an 8-part narrative podcast series set in the BioWaves fantasy universe, starring all the companions set to appear. It says kicks off podcast exclusive characters voiced by Mae Whitman, Bridget Lundy Payne, as well as the appearances from companions of Dragon Age: The Veil Guard, including Harding. Uh, let's see, Harding, Darwin. BioWell said listeners will learn about the. It's not telling me where we can listen to it though. Check Google. Oh, here's the official blurb. Oh, it launches it Dragon Veil. Oh, Dragon Age: The Veil Guard launches on October 31st.
Mhm.
But okay, it doesn't. It literally like this is the most uninformative article I've ever read. Like it does not tell me a single thing about where we will be able to find this.
It's
Well, that
EA. Are you
Yeah.
expecting anything besides
He said
fuckery out of
he said
EA?
it's yeah.
Um,
We don't like fucking with EA like
yeah,
that.
I'm
No.
I'm guessing that it's probably going to be on like EA's Dragon Age page or something like
Okay.
that, where you have to go there. Or maybe just check your favorite podcast.
I would say Google is your best friend. Just type in Dragon Age podcast and it should take you right to it. All right, so
Yeah.
the next the next subject that's up, gentlemen, is I hope y'all remember uh, GamesCon 2024 winners, losers, nominees. We have the full list, and we're gonna go into them right now. All right, all right. All right. So let's start down at the bottom of the list. Best mobile game. My daughter loves it. Your kids probably love it. Even if your kids don't love it, you probably loved it. Genshin Impact wins over Digital Animals game, Dungeons of Dreadlock 2, The King's Dark Secret, Monster Hunter Now, and Zenless Zone Zero.
Okay. I object. No, I'm just kidding. No, because I really don't play. I really don't play mobile games, but I have been playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
That's on some Pokemon Go shit. Okay.
Bet, bet.
And no, for real. No, and man, I listen. I killed about maybe 13 just in my fucking neighborhood, bro.
Nice. All right. All
Yeah, yeah. Slaying monsters, looking good while doing it.
right. Dave, any
And
thoughts?
probably
Go ahead.
Um, I'm not really mobile game.
Same
I
here.
do need to get back into Pokemon Go, but most of the time, if I have a game on my mobile phone, it's going to be something simple. Like I have my new mobile phone game is um, it's called Cross Math. It's basically a bunch of it's like a crossword puzzle, but it uses partially filled in equations, and you have to match the numbers to make all the equations accurate.
Okay.
So,
oh, that sounds like some complicated shit.
Hell yeah.
it can be, but it can be, but it's good for when you're past 50, keeping the brain in shape and active and
I use luminosity, my friend. I use luminosity. All right. So the next up category.
non-paid endorsement, Kev. You gotta get the contract so we can get paid.
Paid.
for the endorsement.
Well, say, all right. So the next category was best PlayStation game. The winner there was Monster Hunter Wilds, followed by Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Little Nightmares 3, The First Berserker Kazan, and Unknown 9 Awakening.
Okay. All right. The Berserker Kazan, yeah, I'm with that because that's on some Keanu Reeves shit. So I'm definitely with that. The Monster Hunters, any of those games, I'm always gonna fly into that one, especially just playing Monster Hunter Rise and lately.
Yeah.
So yeah, I be giving that one a push.
Bet.
But yeah, we just have to see. I wasn't too impressed with the major list, but those two did stand out for me.
All right. All right, Dave.
No notes.
No notes. All right. So we'll move forward to the best PC game, which was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Never played it. Never even seen a trailer for it. Dune Awakening got nominated. Empire of the Ants. It beat out Frostpunk 2 and The Alters. Any thoughts on Kingdom Come winning best PC game?
Um, I'm kind of iffy when it comes to those particular types of games, but because I do play them,
Yeah,
but I'm either neither. It's neither a hit or miss.
fair enough.
Dave,
Yeah, it's I'm not into the current this year's or this past year's crop of PC games all that much. I mean, the one that I really want, I mean, the ones that I really want on Steam, they're oddballs like Timber Town,
Yeah,
where it's basically city building but with beavers.
fair enough. All
that's
right,
wild.
that's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like that goat. What's the goat
Goat
simulator?
Simulator.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where you raise a goat. I'm like, really? Do we really need that video game? Like,
Yeah, hold on.
isn't that something
Yeah,
left better to real life? Like, go raise a goat if you
yeah.
want to raise a goat. Like, why are you trying to raise a digital goat? Like, I don't know. Go on saying.
To me, that trailer was misleading as fuck. Dave, I know you saw it.
You thought
I
it was
know
like
you
Echo
saw
the
it,
Dolphin,
man.
huh? You thought it was gonna be like Echo the
Yeah,
Dolphin.
no,
You
it
was gonna
wasn't
be
even
able to beat
about
a
Echo
goat.
the Dolphin. It was just like I said, it was misleading as fuck. It
Uh,
was Goat Simulator. Like, I'm thinking this is gonna be on some like some throwbacks on some Duke Nukem shit, or some shit like with the pixelated dudes, and then all of a sudden you
uh,
pull up a goat, and then I'm like,
run free. No. Anyway.
um,
that's all I
but
was looking like. It was like it was this big ass expectation. It was building up, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's just like, yo,
all I'm gonna say is that it looks like Squirrel with a Gun is living up to its name and potential.
I saw that. I was gonna bring that up. That looks dope. Squirrel with a gun. I had my daughter rolling with with that trailer. That was hilarious. Oh
Hmm.
man. All right. So let's see. The best Xbox game category was won by Little Nightmares 3, along with and nominated was Age of Mythology Retold, Creatures of Ava,
yes,
Star Wars Outlaws, and The Alters.
okay, Dave,
Hmm. Um, I'm going to save until we're at the end of the Xbox list because I have something to
Oh,
say.
that is the end of the Xbox list. That's all. It was only
Oh,
just five
okay.
of them. Yeah.
Right. So first of all, haven't played any of those games yet.
Uh,
But tune into Night Shift on Monday night because that's when pre-launch for Star Wars Outlaws begins.
okay. Okay.
oh, so you're
So
running that?
yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to be
I'm
running
I'm
that.
I'm 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 looking forward to that because I definitely want to see it. Um, I will say this: I played Little Nightmares.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm gonna tell you right now, two or three. I'll just put it to you this way: cartoony type games are fucking scary. I don't care for real. Like they fucking literally creep me out. And I will tell you this: that Little Nightmares 3,
Uh,
because I played both of them. That shit is scary. it will have you, it will literally have you jumping, on that case. And then of course, the age of mythology, y'all already know what time it is. I'm all about the Greek, the Roman gods, the Egyptian gods, all of these different types of world building
Yeah.
Hmm.
type of phenomenon. Like I love that type of shit because shit, that's I get down with civilization. So
Nice.
absolutely, I'm oh man, come on now,
Sim,
civilization,
Sim
Did
City
you
six,
is
see
my
the
gig.
hey?
shit.
Did you see the trailer for Civilization 7?
Are you kidding me? Of course.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, shout out to Jamil, Mr. Hemphill. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the man that put me on to
Oh
civilization.
yeah.
Yep.
And I tell you, look, I get down with the fuckery when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm all for it.
Heck yeah.
Cha-ching!
There we go. There we go. All right. So, next category, games for impact. One by Creatures of Ava. Nominees: Green Guardians VR, Out and About, Recca, and Tiny Bookshop. Yet none of those things sound entertaining. I'm just going to point that out. Like not none of those names sound
We're gonna quickly decline and say no in
entertaining.
terms of that one, and that is my real radio voice, ladies and gentlemen. It's been closed. The balcony is closed.
All right, so then we'll jump up to the next two categories, which are most epic game of 2024, which is Monster Hunter Wilds, which beat out Crimson Desert, Dune Awakening, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Star Wars Outlaws. It was also considered the most entertaining game, Monster Hunter Wilds, beating out Inzoi, Pal World, PVKK. Who names these games? Who?
Okay,
And why are you
listen
getting paid anyway? Hold on, let me just.
now.
Planet
Now
Mercury commanded something in Star Wars Outlaws. Go on, say.
okay, now I will say this, and for all of those folks out there that play The Sims, I will tell you this. I've seen the NLZ um format. Um you building up your own character, and I mean you're building them all the way up to like, I mean it's almost like real deal. And I've seen a couple of the people that I've seen in the BGU group that are actually playing this, within this demo.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much what they call the Sims killer. We don't know exactly if it's going to be like that, but um time will tell. Um in terms of Monster Hunter though,
Yeah.
yeah, we always know Monster Hunter is going to win out because I mean that's what you're doing. You get a whole bunch of people in a group, and you just go and slay some beast, and you carry on and you go your separate ways and kick ass and take names.
Well, looks like Dave. Any thoughts?
Um, Not really. No.
Really? All right. Well, it looks like
What, Dave? What?
Monster Hunter, which also won Best Trailer, um, and Little Nightmares 3 are the two that cleaned up because Little Nightmares won visuals and audios. Frostpunk 2 won gameplay, beating out Blueprints, Empire Advance, PVKK, and the Alters. And so, yeah, it looks like it was mainly Little Nightmares 3. The best show floor was Microsoft, Xbox, Bethesda, Blizzard. And like I said, best trailer was Monster Hunter Wilds. So that was that block there. Our last little article here that we'll be speaking of. Hold on. There we go. The headline reads: Sega asks Yakuza Like a Dragon fans if they want celebs like Keanu Reeves and Mark Hamilton in the next game. Sega is asking the fans if they want celebrities such as Hamill, Reeves, Rock Johnson, and more in upcoming games. Reddit Jr. John Conquest shared an email they received from Sega asking their feelings about franchises such as Crazy Taxi and Persona when it came to Yakuza Like a Dragon. It also asked how celebrity cameos affect player enjoyment and if they'd be interested in a long list of stars appearing in future games. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on Sega actually reaching out to their fan base to find out if they want these people to be in their games instead of just putting them in there and surprising
Dave?
Um, I'm not opposed to celebrity voice acting. Um, coming in and doing stuff like that. There's actually a surprising list of celebrities that did voice acting on the way up.
them?
Um, and I have no problem with anyone who, you know, has their fame and they want to get in to do a video game. I think that that's perfectly fine, and it's another bonus feature.
Yeah. Amen to that. Saint, your thoughts?
I'll put it to you this way. Games like the Yakuza series,
Mm.
I would not be thrilled to necessarily see see, not saying American actors or, you know, or
Yeah.
stars from over here because a lot of those guys like they have their own, they pretty much have their own, type of fame,
Yeah.
over in like Japan. So I wouldn't necessarily say yeah, but it depends. It also depends on the game because like Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
okay, Keanu Reeves, then you had Idris Elba, and then you're like, okay, it is what it is. But games like Yakuza, the whole Yakuza series, and I mean everything from Yakuza to the man who doesn't know his name to the Judgment series,
Yeah.
like you want to keep that kind of thing like right in the middle of it,
Yeah.
and then you pick it up. I don't necessarily want to necessarily see um necessarily see celebrities because I mean the last big celebrity game to me was GTA San Andreas, and of course Samuel L. Jackson was in that,
Yeah.
and when you got to GTA 4 and 5, you scaled back on the celebrities and you just made focus
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
story.
Fair
And I
enough.
think that's what I think it should be.
Fair enough.
Um, I think that, I mean, yeah, I will call out the problematics of Western actors in anime projects.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I totally understand it, but I think that it would be a good way of additional hype to the uh, Asian Pacific Islander acting community in America.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily want to hear The Rock in Yakuza.
Yeah.
I would be
No.
interested in hearing. I would be interested in hearing Simu Liu in Yakuza.
Fair enough.
I'd I'd I would rather see, like, well, let me just put it to you this way and quickly. Onimusha 3.
Hmm.
I can't remember the name of the Japanese actor, but then you had Jean Reno, from the professional. Okay. That was a really great game because the Frenchman ended up going to Japan. The Japanese man ended up coming to Paris,
Yeah.
and it was like a
That's what I
fish
said.
out of their own element or what have you, and it was made for good games. But you could see the story and not necessarily being
Yeah.
the celebrity that they are. So,
Mhm.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah. I think another thing that would be cool. I'd have to look at the voice list for the various Yakuza games,
hmm
but Japan has a very robust voice actor community from the anime industry as well. And
right,
so getting some of those more famous voice actors in Yakuza, um, and I'm blanking on names right now. I don't want to look them up, but there's certain voice actors known for certain qualities of voices. Um, like if you watch anime, you'll notice that you know, the gruff bear of a leader kind of tends to have the same voice between anime series because it's the same voice actor.
right.
So, um, yeah, I mean, I think that'd be great. I'm one of those freaks that can play a game with Japanese audio while reading the English subtitles. So,
Yeah, and that's how I usually do it. But that also depends on the game.
right.
Yeah.
That also depends on the game because games like games like Dragon Ball Z, for instance.
Yeah.
Like I have to hear the English dubs because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because Goku, he sounds like a kid. He sounds like a kid like this man boy, and and it's like, nah, bro, nah, nah. I like the American voice, the American guy, the American voice, or the English dub,
Yeah.
because it's just familiar. I don't know. It's
I
just
feel you.
familiar to
I
me.
feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you.
Or
that and One Piece.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, any more thoughts on that one, gentlemen? No. All right. Well, that's going to close us up here, guys. A little bit early. We will start as we always do with where can we find you next, Saint.
you
Going
mean
ahead.
end?
Huh?
You said start.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to
We're gonna start or finish. No.
You got
Saint,
issues, man. You
why
got
don't you kick
issues.
us off with where you going? Where this lovely crowd can find you next?
Okay, because considering that the classroom will now be postponed for next week, and then I was waiting for that intro too. Damn. Any rate, though,
But go ahead, Saint.
yeah, no, no, but I am going to be dropping NVT dues about maybe 10:15, 10:30. Um, scaling back a little earlier because, of course, tomorrow's a big day for tomorrow. But no, we're just gonna be doing a little bit of music, talking a little more about the ear to the street competition, getting a chance to talk to possibly one of the judges and getting it worked out. But yeah, it's gonna be off the chain. But
All right, there we
so
go.
far tonight, we're just gonna be vibing, not doing
Gotcha.
nothing too heavy.
For sure.
Got
Dave,
new visuals though.
nice. Where can we find you
All
next,
right.
sir?
It's going to be a little bit complex because I'm getting all set for tomorrow, Monday at 9 p.m. Pacific time is when Star Wars Outlaws Early Access starts.
Okay.
So
So
tomorrow night's night shift will be Star Wars Outlaws.
now, okay. Now, because we have, well, we'll chop it up
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I definitely want to see that.
yeah.
All right.
But that's not going to start until Monday Pacific, midnight Pacific time.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm going to do 3 hours of foreplay on my own, and then come back to the main show.
For sure.
all right,
All right.
that'll work.
So, the one announcement I will make is that next weekend, Cheap Pop will not be happening. Or, oh, I got the classroom up there anyway. We've been running with the wrong ones the whole day. It's okay. The Cheap Pop podcast. This is not the classroom, y'all. This is Cheap Pop podcast, like we've said a million times. But
Hey,
cheap,
just gaming TV.
yep, cheap pop
Hey.
podcast will not be on next week. I will actually be live at, or I'll be there
Oh,
at SAC
spot up.
Anime next week. So with my daughter. So I'll try to post to the Instagram and take some pictures. We're gonna go to a couple of panels and let her enjoy a full con experience, full convention experience. So next week, no cheap pop, but there will be a classroom next week. Hopefully
Okay.
at 6 p.m.
And then
Pacific,
it'll be
9
a,
Eastern.
then it'll be another. Yep.
Yep.
That means I have to probably pop in early. But yeah, we're gonna be doing. We're gonna get some content
That's
next
right.
weekend, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
And then
Um,
what's up?
yeah, and not just early access for Star Wars Outlaws starting tomorrow,
Mm.
but my schedule for night shifts is going to be changing around a little bit because next week, September the 5th, is when early access for the game that I've been waiting for years, for a decade, the game I can't stop talking about,
Warhammer,
Space Marine 2
Warhammer.
early access.
Yes. All
So
right.
night shift format's going to be going to one day, Tuesday and Thursday is going to be, Tuesday is going to be Uden Chronicles, Thursday is
Can you
going to
do
be
it?
Starfield.
I was going to ask if you could do an early premiere for
Hmm.
that Warhammer.
Yep, I'm going to try it.
I'll pre. Hey, look, well, I don't know if well, because I think that would be around my that would be during my time, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take the hit for that because no or no, that's a Tuesday, so yeah,
Yeah,
do
let
that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Saturdays, I'm still for Retro Saturday. I'm still gonna be doing Gladius, but because Outlaws is gonna be Saturday night shift,
Mm.
Warhammer is gonna be Sunday night shift.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Saturday, in between Gladius and Star Wars Outlaws, I'm going to have a second Retro Saturday game I'm playing through, Knights of the Old Republic.
Nice.
So it's not just going to be
You're
Retro Saturday.
fired.
It's going to be it's going to be Star Wars Saturday as well.
Woo, woo.
Okay.
With the wars, throw your W's in
All right.
there. Anyway,
Well, I will be. I'll be starting. As a matter of fact, hopefully, if I get this done right, I will be starting back on retro Saturdays again because I have been off of that for like I think the last thing I played was Castlevania 4. I will be getting ready to run Shamu 1, 2, and 3 in sequential order. I'm just gonna do a Dark Lord type of deal, just running all three of those probably until the end of January or some shit like that.
hey, I'm almost done with Final Fantasy VIII.
Bro, man, yeah,
Almost.
but yeah, you're almost done. Once again, I'm just gaming TV. Squad up, what's good, man?
All right.
Yep.
Um,
And Saint,
but yeah,
we'll
huh?
we'll work out the Saturday timeline because we
Oh
want you
yeah,
in there
cause
too.
yeah, cause especially next weekend, since Mr. Dark Lord is not participating.
But all of the
Mhm.
shows that I normally do as far as Twitch and Live 365 and then the classroom on Sundays will still go on. But during the day, I'm just going to be at con both days. So so there will be a KD5P next week. We're doing Aloe Black and a group called Dynamic. And what else? There will be a Final Fantasy 8 because I'm looking to try to beat this within the next couple of weeks, and then we start Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6 if you're from Japan. Well, I'll say, and continue with Yu-Gi-Oh, and then but the where you can find me next will be tomorrow night, Mad Mondays, which just so y'all know, a couple of weeks in advance, insider information. It's soon to become Football Mondays. Check your local listings; you'll find out why.
Yeah,
I want to say, but yeah, next you can find me on Mad Mondays, trying to bring home another championship to San Francisco, and the Houston Texans, and
yeah.
then yeah, my schedule is as usual: Wednesday with NBA, Thursday with MLB, next Saturday, Final Fantasy, and Yu-Gi-Oh next Sunday, FC, and NHL, which is what I played
Yeah.
this morning. So that'll be.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say close out.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say just real quick, folks. Like we are, we're coming into our own. We're trying to get things, squared away, but we've been a little more consistent than usual. We have been trying to get the Sundays and stuff going, but we are definitely going to be getting back to our retro Saturdays. As a matter of fact, most of these days will have themes because Dark Lord does the NBA Wednesdays, does the MLB Thursdays. Like he does all these good themes, and I feel kind of bad because it's like, but folks are tapping in, so we
Yeah.
definitely do appreciate that, And then you've been doing these midnight runs, Dave. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah. It's
no,
it's the ADHD insomnia. So
yeah. But
so,
no, I will be getting back into the I'll be getting back into the frame. We're probably gonna be doing a couple of nights on the superhero shit and stuff like that because
yeah.
but you know me, I'm all about stealth and spies.
Yeah.
So you already know I'm
We all have our kinks, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'll say. But all right, guys. So that will wrap it up for us. Thank you to everybody who tapped in and everybody who watched. We always appreciate you. Look out next for Agent K28, aka the Saint on MVT Deuce, closing out broadcast Sundays. And may you guys have a blessed week. We'll see you next week for Labor Day weekend. Peace.
Later.
Yay. Peace, y'all. Peace.